Today we are taking a detour from the Amalfi Coast to check out the island of Capri, in a day full of sun, fun on the water, and some of the best views in Italy. Our day started at the port of Sorrento, where we would take the short ferry ride over to Capri. Our main reason for coming to the island was to hire a boat and get out on the water. So on arrival, our only priority was to find the boat rental place and get moving. Now, I've never driven a boat before, so this was new to me and I was a little bit nervous. But once I got out onto the water, it was really quite easy. I'll talk more about this later on, but first, not long out of the port was our first stop, the well-known rock called Faraglioni. Here there is a tunnel that goes right through the rock and boats are lining up to go through that tunnel. Now let's see how I handled it with my 10 minutes of boating experience. So I was very happy to get out of there with our security deposit still intact. Next, we would head to the back of the island, into one of the quiet little coves so we could have a swim. And so Aunt could float around on that watermelon thingy that we spent all morning blowing up. It was a great little spot and very, very relaxing. If we could have our time over again, we would have hired the boat for longer and spent much more time here. Alright, so the boat's relatively easy to drive. You get the hang of it in about the first 2 minutes. Although I haven't gone back into the harbour yet, so we'll see how I go when big ferries are driving around me. If you want to go around the whole island, look, you probably don't need to unless you want to stop at the Blue Cave, because there's not much to see on one half of the island. So if you want to do that, give yourself more than 2 hours. Probably spend a bit too much of it driving around, because we wanted to do the full loop. If you want to spend more time swimming, then just pick somewhere closer, go to the highlights you really want to see, and then just put an anchor in somewhere so you don't have to cover too much ground. We stopped to swim for half an hour, but it went very, very quickly. And by the time we had a swim, took a few photos, we didn't even have time to get the cheese and wine out that we brought along. So maybe we'll have a picnic on the beach after this. It's not too hot. As you can see, the water is much rougher on this side of the island. When that boat passes behind us, you can see just how rocky things get. Of course, conditions will differ from day to day, but in our experience, we would only go to that end of the island if we wanted to access the Blue Grotto by boat. But you can access that by land anyway, so it's probably unnecessary while you are paying the cost of the rental for the boat. Speaking of the Blue Grotto, our miscalculation of the timing meant we weren't able to enjoy this activity on the day. However, that gives us a great excuse to come back to Capri one day so we can tick that one off. Once we made it back to the port, we found a nice place on the water for lunch. Little did I know that cheese and wine that I mentioned on the boat was currently soaking through my whole bag while we ate, so we never got to enjoy that. After I tidied up that mess, we headed for the beach, but found them to be really crowded. So we regretted our decision to cut short our swim earlier. So we decided to jump on a bus that went up a very, very steep road to the chairlift that takes you up to the top of Mt Solaro. And despite baking in the sun for the whole chairlift ride, it was really nice to get out of the crowd and enjoy a bit of fresh air running over your face, while surrounded by views that got increasingly impressive the higher you get. So while the ride is slow and uninteresting for the first 5 minutes or so, once you come out of all of the thicker trees, it opens up to this pretty amazing view. It's also a much further down. So if you're scared of heights, you might not cope too well. But if you're not, just sit back, relax and enjoy the view. Once we got off the chairlift and checked out the view to the back of the island, we felt that the two biggest highlights of the day collided. We found ourselves staring right down at those rocks that we sailed the boat through earlier that morning, with absolutely astonishing views in every direction. You could even see directly down the Amalfi Coast, past Positano and towards Amalfi, where we had spent the last few days. While breezy, it was still ridiculously hot up there, so there was nothing left to do except have a cold beer and enjoy the view. If you have the time for a sit-down meal in the restaurant, you'll be able to eat overlooking views like this. But while we were reluctant to go back down into the crowds and the heat, we were running out of day and we needed to get moving. but there was time for one more thing before we left. And on the way down, it's nice and steep right from the get-go. You're blocked from Mt Vesuvius, which is over in this direction, once you get just down from the very top, but you get a good glimpse of it when you first start the way down. Now, I don't know the name of this mountain, but it's over near towards the town of Naples, which will be just on this side, that side of the mountain there. Yeah, but love the view. It's really, really nice. We're very lucky with a clear day. It is hot as buggery, but we're able to have a couple of beers at the top to cool down. So, yeah, nice breeze now. It's getting late in the day. Very nice. From there, we had to take a bus, the mountain train, and then another ferry back to Sorrento. None of it was fun and it was crowded, so we're going to skip right ahead to our beautiful hotel back in Sorrento. And if you'd like to see everything else we got up to on the Amalfi Coast, click the video on the screen now.